So today, we're going to dive into a fictional scenario that feels, well, just a little too real. It's a plot that shows how dangerously easy it is to shatter the peace in a region by weaponizing the one thing that truly defines a nation, its own history. Let's take a look at how a deception like this could unfold. Okay, so picture this. It's Athens, May 18th, 2025. Imagine the tension in the presidential office. A secure satellite phone rings. You know, the kind that's only used for the absolute worst-case scenarios. And the voice on the other end is grim. The message is just chilling. Ein direkter Angriff auf die Seele der Nation. A direct attack on the nation's soul. So what's the target of this attack? It's the Hagia Sophia in Thessalonica. Now, you have to understand, this isn't just some old building. It is a cornerstone of Greek Orthodox identity, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It's a living symbol of Byzantine history. An attack here isn't just about blowing something up. It's designed to provoke, to rip open old wounds, and to light a fire that could spread across the entire region. All right, so in a crisis like this, your first instinct is to point the finger at the usual suspects, right? The historic rivals. But as the intelligence starts coming in, it becomes painfully clear that the most obvious answer is nothing more than a carefully crafted illusion. So what seems like a classic flare-up with a rival nation is actually something way more sinister. The intel suggests this isn't a state-sponsored attack at all. Nope. It's a highly sophisticated false flag operation orchestrated by some hidden transnational group. The whole point is to make rivals blame each other and watch the chaos unfold. So if it's not another country, then who in the world is pulling the strings? Well, let's pull back the curtain and meet the real architects of this chaos. They go by the name Der Shadow Convent, which basically means the Shadow Convent. This is a clandestine group, and their whole game is to exploit old historical grudges and geopolitical fault lines. See, their goal isn't conquest in the traditional sense. It's pure chaos. They literally weaponize the past to blow up the present, all for their own shadowy gains. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Look at the makeup of this terror cell. It's led by this enigmatic figure, Volkov, but the operatives under him are very specifically chosen. You've got Hakan, who's Turkish, Luan, who's Albanian, and Petar from North Macedonia. This is no random crew. Each one of their nationalities is a political trigger, picked specifically to pour gasoline on the fire of tensions between Greece and its neighbors. It's designed for maximum discord. So to really get the Shadow Convent's motive, you've got to zoom out. You have to look past the immediate threat and see the entire geopolitical chessboard. So, why Greece? And why right now? What's really at stake here? Well, for starters, Greece has recently poured a staggering 25 billion euros into modernizing its military. And this isn't just about buying some new toys. This is about projecting strength. It's about positioning itself as a pillar of stability in the super volatile Eastern Mediterranean. And you know what? A stable, powerful Greece is a huge problem for anyone who profits from chaos. And here's the thing. Greece isn't standing alone, not by a long shot. It has built up this incredible network of powerful alliances. We're talking a mutual defense pact with France, advanced air defense with Israel, the U.S. using its Alexandroupolis port as a strategic hub, and huge joint military exercises with Egypt. This whole web of partnerships makes a direct attack on Greece incredibly risky and expensive for anyone. But it's not just about military might. It's also about energy. Greece is right at the heart of massive projects like the East Med pipeline and the Grigi interconnector. These are the energy lifelines for Europe's future, with the ultimate goal of making Greece the continent's green socket. So if you disrupt Greece, you disrupt Europe's entire energy security, and you create exactly the kind of dependency and instability that groups like the Shadow Covenant feed on. Okay, so you're faced with an enemy that operates in the shadows. An enemy whose main goal is to get you to panic and overreact. How does the Greek leadership even begin to respond to something like that? They respond with incredible precision and strength. It's a three-pronged reaction. First, every single military and security force is immediately put on the highest possible alert. Second, the Hagia Sophia and other key sites are quietly turned into impenetrable fortresses. And third, they invoke that mutual defense clause with France, which sends a very clear signal to the world that they are not alone in this. But, behind the scenes, the leadership is facing this agonizing choice. Do you warn the public and risk mass panic, basically doing the terrorists' job for them? Or do you carry this terrible secret all alone, just hoping your forces can stop the threat before anyone even knew it was there?
I mean, can you imagine the immense moral weight of that decision?
And that really brings us to the heart of this whole scenario. In the conflicts of today, the battlefield itself is changing. This whole plot is a pretty stark reminder that stories, symbols, and old historical wounds can be weaponized just as effectively as bombs and missiles. And it leaves us with a really critical question for our time. When your enemy's weapon is the story of who you are, how do you even begin to win that war?